world? Welcome to Shaun Small Talk. We have special guest Corey in the building. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? Just with my friend here, Shaun.
Thank you so much for coming in, Corey.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
So how you doing?
I'm doing really good. I've just been just chillaxing, watching basketball, and kicking it. How
That's
about
right.
you?
I'm good. I'm just here. I'm going to eat lunch shortly. I'm kind of hungry right now because I'm trying to lose weight. Well, drop 20 pounds for the summer. But it's good how me and you connected. I see that you live in Brampton. I seen your article online that on Christmas Day you met the GOAT, LeBron James.
Yep, shout out.
So can you please introduce yourself and more of what you do?
All right, so my name's RIPCoreyGroves. I got diagnosed around 9 months ago, and my dream was to meet LeBron James. I actually surround myself around basketball, and I thought that I should use some of this bad energy, I suppose most people would put it as, and put it into some good energy. And that's where I came up with the idea of putting my Instagram to use. And I used my Instagram and ended up using the followers from my other account, my personal account, and I shared it with all my friends. And my friends shared it, and then so it just started building. It started gaining like 100 followers, and then 200 followers, and then it jump rocketed to 1,000 followers within 2 weeks. And I was like so impressed because my personal Instagram took me 4 years to get 1,000 followers. So it's just crazy though, the amount of people though that shared my stuff. And it was just amazing that when I actually got to meet Nav Bhatia, a super fan, and I actually got to meet him at the hospital, Credit Valley Hospital in Mississauga.
And when was it? It was during Christmas time, right?
Christmas time, yeah. I got to meet him a little bit before the game, and he ended up sharing with his people, and jump rocketed. Like 5,000 followers from him in one day, and I was just like, wow. I was in awe. But not only him, but actually, I'm going to shout out the Nelk boys. The Nelk boys, they're a couple of YouTubers from Canada. They actually came to my house and excuse me. They actually went to my house and recorded a video, and we got to just bond, and they shared with their followers, and they have 1 million plus subscribers.
Wow.
So it's just crazy, though, to see that everyone can come together for something that I think is a good cause, and just overall share my story, because it's honestly everyone likes to, the earth likes to have things that are looked at as frowned upon. Like I remember this challenges like eating Tide Pods, for instance. Like something like that is dumb to get on the internet. I think my story is a good story. And
so can you go more in depth about your story? Because you said you were diagnosed. Can you go more in depth about what that is? Because I know a lot of people that's tuning in don't know who you are. I think so.
So I got diagnosed with cancer, and right away, though, it was just a big shocker, because we didn't put 2 and 2 together, because I was actually diagnosed also with pneumonia 2 months prior, and we just thought that was the symptoms. And by accident, I actually happened to go to the doctor, and I was like, enough's enough. I'm throwing up constantly. I'm coughing, and my throat hurts. I was tired, etc. And went to the doctor, and ultimately had my stomach touched, and it was my belly was actually growing, and it felt like a beer belly. If you ever felt like that, yeah.
And from seeing you now, you're skinny.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like.
I think you're working out.
I'm like a Pringle, eh? But
or maybe you're watching basketball and that's making you sweat.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
Yeah, so sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so essentially, I ended up going to the doctors for those reasons, and by mistake, they happened to touch my stomach, and they're like, oh, that's not right. So we ultimately went to the hospital and went for a few scans, and they ended up finding lumps in my stomach. So we went back to Sick Kids, because we got transferred to 2 hospitals. Went to Sick Kids, and lo and behold, I actually have to go for all these more tests not fun. I'll give you that.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went for these tests. I went for a biopsy. I went for a heart exam, ear exam. They were checking everything. And essentially, I went for this exam, this biopsy surgery. They put me under and took a small part of my tumor, well, led to actually being my tumor, and told me ultimately that 2 weeks later, because they actually wanted me to go home because I was in the hospital all week. They're like, go home, enjoy yourself, have the best weekend ever, no restrictions, no nothing. And came back and got the sad truth that I have cancer and that I'm going to die in 2 years. And honestly,
That's crazy. And I have to jump in there. So when you realize that you were diagnosed with cancer, how did that make you feel? I know a lot of people are dealing with this, and knock on wood, but how did you feel?
Well, it was just like automatically big shocker, right? No one expected that was just going to be the outcome. And but honestly, I was told that I have 2 years, and I looked at that as an opportunity for myself to get exposure as well as make the best out of the situation, because a lot of people decide to be sad after a situation like that. I decide, because I live my life to its fullest every day. You know, I get up and I do what I got to do. You know, I'm not a lazy bum that, you know, there's people that take advantage of the fact that they're sick, but me, I'm acting like a normal person. I do my stuff.
Your energy is great. Like, even though I only met you here, you seem great, amazing, inspiring, really down to earth. And I give you a lot of credit because, as I said, I will never know how it feels. And I just wish you the best of luck and health. And I know we spoke about mindset. How do you keep that positive mindset, knowing that someone's putting a time frame on your life?
Well, I just look at basketball, honestly, as a key reference. You know, some players could have a bad day, but then they put on a smile. And honestly, I look at that as a reference to myself. You know, I put on a smile every day. Even though things are hard, I still put on that smile so that everyone knows that everything's going well. So it's just, you know, I like to keep that mindset so that it keeps me sane as well.
Yeah, because as you said, that the mindset is really important in this life, and I feel like a lot of people are always negative, and when they shouldn't be, because, you know, not just to look at your situation, but, you know, people that have it all, they have the money, they have the fame, they're big NBA players or celebrities, and you look at them like they have it all, but realistically they don't.
Exactly.
So just give people advice that's dealing with your situation, how to try to overcome it.
Well, for instance, you know, it's hard, honestly. I'm not taking the fact that I still, at the end of the day, have cancer, and I go for my treatments. I'm actually happy to say, though, I'm done my treatment as of last Friday. So
congratulations.
Thank you. But honestly, I like to look at myself as a mentor towards the other people that actually have it as well, because I want to be that familiar face and be that person that could tell you that it's all right and that I can relate to your problems and et cetera, you know?
No, that's a great thing. So we're going to jump into the good stuff. So I see you're a big basketball fan. As I said, you met LeBron James. Like, that's a dream.
Exactly.
And let's go more in depth on that, because to me, like, I'm a fan of his. I think everybody is. And just for you to meet him, like, that's unbelievable. Can you talk about that experience? Because I seen that picture got like 88,000 likes, and I'm sure there are more opportunities that came from that. So talk about that experience, going to Los Angeles and meeting him.
Well, I actually got the opportunity from Make-A-Wish to actually ultimately, it wasn't through them, actually. I didn't meet LeBron James. It was through me, my social media, but I actually met LeBron James because I actually asked Make-A-Wish to pay for the trip and to ultimately go to LA. So the first day I actually arrived there, I went to a Kings game because the Kings manager actually hooked me up with a ticket. So I was like, I love sports in general.
Kings won it a couple of years ago, right? The Stanley Cup, I think.
I think so. Yeah,
3 years ago, 4 years ago. I think.
I haven't been watching hockey, so like But that was a really cool experience, and I got to do that the first day, and as well as I got to check out the landmarks like the observatory and a few other places. But essentially, it's Christmas Day. These are the tickets I wanted because I knew that they have sentimental value, because Christmas Day is where I feel like the NBA season starts, where teams
It's exciting.
are pushing towards wanting to get to the playoffs. And I feel like at the start of the season, everyone's like kind of adjusting and getting used to things. But I feel like Christmas time is where it starts, and that's where I ultimately wanted to start my journey and go to the Clippers game. So I went to this Clippers game. This was Christmas Day. I went to a pre-game practice. Through my social media, I actually had one of the Lakers managers reached out to my guardian and ended up essentially telling us that we can go to this pregame practice. So I was like, hell yeah, like that's a life.
Sure, that must have been cool.
That's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
So were all the players there practicing? Like you see them like in the scrimmage or drills?
I got to see their practices. I got to see their. I actually got to see them shoot around. So yeah, just cool experience. But essentially, I get there and I'm walking right in the arena. I'm wearing my LeBron jersey, and I'm also wearing like bright yellow sweater under, so he can see me. But
yes,
so he's shooting around, and then right away he like points to me like with his eyes and makes contact with me, and right away I knew that he knew who I was, because everyone was tagging him in my photos, and as well as harassing his wife and his son. But ultimately he knew who I was because his teammates actually reached out on my Instagram and commented on my photo. Quinn Cook, I don't know if you're aware.
I know him. I met him once. So he used to play in the G League. So he's a really nice guy.
I love him. He's honestly such a down-to-earth guy. I got to talk to him actually for a good 5 minutes, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But just overall cool experience. But so
how was it when James came up to you? Like, what were you feeling? Because like he's a legend in basketball and in general.
So so I actually had this brainstormed in my mind. I made every scenario possible. I thought everything he was gonna think, and ultimately I was the one that actually introduced myself. I was like, it was a pleasure meeting you. And he's like, the pleasure's all mine. And I ended up getting a picture with him. And then as I'm so we got only 2 pictures, but I'm so thankful for the experience, so I don't really care. I got 2 pictures. So one with me and then one with my family. And the one with me, I'm smiling. I'm super happy. I'm like, I got to talk more to this guy. I love this guy. So,
but what would you tell him though? Like, what did you tell him?
So I actually did tell him. I ended up, so as we're getting the picture with my family is quite tall. We're all 6 foot plus. So even including my mother, that's 6 foot. And then there's me, that's 6'1". And then there's my brother, that's 6'3". So everyone's giants in our family. My brother and him and my mom are all standing next to him. And I'm like, I got to talk to him. So I said, essentially, basically, are you that tall? Because no way you could be that tall. Because I was like brainstorming that in my mind. And I'm like, my words that I ended up saying to him essentially that it was just, I ended up saying, thank you again, though, for doing what you've done for the organization. And by the way, I want to say that you're a little bit smaller than I expected. And he
on
laughed.
TV, you look at him like he's a beast, like 6 foot. I think they list him at 6'8" or something.
Yeah, even some analysts want to say that over-exaggerate, say that he's 6'9". I believe that he's a little bit shorter, but that's a debate.
So how tall do you think he is? 6'7"?
I think he's like 6'6". Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I said that to him and he laughed, and he's like, I'll get bigger later on during the game, and ran to the locker room. But overall, though, just a nice guy. Had a smile on his face and just seemed like he was like happy to be there. And that's
good though. I'm happy and proud that you had that experience, and there's a lot of people that don't get that opportunity. So I'm sure you will cherish that forever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I know that you are a big Lakers fan. I know Kobe Bryant and his daughter passed away, and the other passengers, rest in peace. What were your thoughts on that when the news broke?
Well, actually, I was sitting in my aunt's living room, and I was on my phone, and I was just watching TV, and then I got a notification because I have all like the sports apps, like ESPN, Sportsnet, etc. Right, TNT, exactly, right. I got everything, so I got notified by that, and I was like, okay, this is one of those rumors that go around. I was like in so disbelief, and it was just crazy though that that ultimately ended up being the outcome. And it's just like, I thought I was looking at him a few months ago. He went to the Hawks game with Gianna, and because they look up to Trae Young, and it's just like crazy. Just like life's so precious, and it's just like you gotta be living every day, you know, to its fullest. And I looked at that situation, and I was like, I looked back at my situation, and I'm like, Kobe left his mark on the earth, and I want to leave my mark on the earth just like him. So it's just a disappointing situation, but I think as a collective group, we've managed to, like, I remember they ended up having that funeral for him, and it was just beautiful though that everyone can come together, and just it's just crazy though how much impact he had, not even only on basketball, but just on everyone's life. Yeah, just everyone knew
even
him.
me. Like I won't lie, I cried many times. And yes, when you think about it, and his daughter and himself, like I cried. I'm human as well, and it's tough because me, I watched him play almost his entire career in the NBA, and it hit me because I'm like, wow, I thought he was a immortal player, or just immortal because he's done so many great things here. Then he was taken away from us.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said is that you are trying to leave your impact here, and I think you're doing your job. And I believe that everyone, and even those who are tuning in, that you have to try to leave an impact in this world, because we don't know when our time is up. We don't know if it's today or tomorrow, 2 years or 20 years down the road. So did you watch Kobe Bryant growing up?
Yeah, actually, that was one of the purposes of or one of the reasons actually why I started watching basketball, because I actually seen him and Pau Gasol winning one of their last championships, and that's actually how I got into basketball. I seen them winning, and I was like, what's that team? I didn't know anything about basketball. I actually I've only started recently watching basketball since of 2016 when LeBron won his championship, because everyone had
which he shouldn't have won. and that was versus Golden State, I think.
Golden State, but actually, in my opinion, I think he should have won it because it was all planned out for them. They were set to lose once they went for that record. Curry was playing games in overtime. So it's just crazy, though, that he won that MVP that year, but it led to him ultimately losing the championship. So, it's just crazy.
So when you look back at basketball in your life, what does it mean to you?
Well, honestly, I think basketball is a type of entertainment, and as well as I think it's just a game that you can, pick up with your friends or family or just anyone off the street, and then be able to just, kind of relate. You could start bonding, that's a way to interact with people. So I love that about the game.
No, it's great, because even me growing up, I played it since I was 12 years old. I'm 36 now, double your age. But, there was a point that, 20 years ago, basketball in Canada wasn't where it is today. There's social media. There's so many ways to get your highlight clips out there to coaches and schools. So basketball has really changed in Canada and in general. So do you play basketball at all? Like, do you shoot around? Do you actually participate?
Yay! No.
Yeah, actually, I used to play basketball with my friends, and it's just, the game has been really good. Like, I used to love playing with my friends. I used to actually channeling my inner Miami LeBron, where LeBron was just, that muscular player where I was one of the bigger players in my school. So I used to play like center, power forward, and it's just crazy though that you look back at I'm like 6'2", and that's looked at as a guard in the NBA. So it's just like these guys are just huge and just like wow,
massive. So I assume that your favorite team is the Lakers.
Yeah.
So what's your predictions for this year?
Well, my prediction is that we're gonna win it all, and
This is for Kobe, I'm saying.
yeah. Well, I think LeBron, it's a redemption year for him because he actually missed the playoffs last year, and everyone wants to bash him now as he's not the best player because everyone's looking at Kawhi because he won that Finals MVP and ultimately the Toronto Raptors winning the championship. I honestly think that if injuries weren't a key factor for the Golden State Warriors, they would have another championship under their belt, and KD would have the third ring.
And I don't even think that they will ever lose unless if those key players are there, Clay, Steph Curry, Durant, Draymond Green. I don't think they will lose for the next couple of years, even longer. So
when you pair like one of the two greatest players of all time, it's just crazy because you got KD, a 7-footer that basically could shoot over you and dribble the ball like a guard. So it's just crazy that you have that player paired with also the greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry, that literally can shoot from the logo. So essentially when he gets past half court, you got to start guarding him.
So let's go more in depth about who you are.
Yeah.
Talk about something that people don't know about you.
Well, I like to just tell everyone that I'm obviously, I know that I am a Laker fan, but something that people don't know about me is also that I'm actually a big basketball fan. I'm not only a fan of the Lakers, but a big basketball fan. And not only just the NBA, but also the Euro League, the Chinese leagues, etc. But I just watch all basketball, and it's just crazy that over the past few years, like we talked about, that basketball is able to be that number one sport right now because it's just skyrocketed. Essentially, now that the fact that basketball is so well known across China, for instance, that China it's crazy. They even broadcast some of the games, the NBA games. They play them against the Shanghai Sharks, for instance. Yeah, so it's just crazy that basketball has skyrocketed, and ultimately, it's becoming one of the best sports out there. Yeah.
Yes. So I know basketball is an obvious thing. What else? What else does Corey like to do?
I actually really love to cook. I think
I'm hungry now. Cook some food.
I think everyone eats food.
Yeah.
And we got to put healthy food in our bodies. And I feel like once you cook something good or bake something good, I feel like you get that satisfaction by eating whatever you make, and it turns out really good. And as well as I feel like I like to elevate myself by seeing how others think it is, like if you make a good pizza and then you throw that in an oven and it turns out amazing, and then your friends are like, whoa, who made this? Yeah, so it just
that was Corey the chef.
That gives you that satisfaction, and ultimately I feel like that is something that people don't really know about me because I don't really express the fact that I cook, but it's something that everyone needs to eat. So I feel like that's a good thing to do.
Think it in an optimistic manner. Where are you in 5 years? You are going to make it there. So where are you going to be?
I'm going to be in the basketball realm.
17, you'll be 22.
I think
23.
I think I could see myself somewhere in the basketball realm. I actually was planning on, after I got diagnosed for my cancer, I was going to school actually, and ultimately I wanted to be a reporter.
Yeah.
And actually be more specifically a sports reporter and talk about sports all day, because that is something I enjoy, and I think I love, and I want to be surrounded by something I love, because there's people out there that do a job and they ultimately don't love it, or they're just doing it for the money. I would do it just because I love it personally. So that's something I could see myself doing in 5 years, as well as I could see myself either working essentially for the Lakers or some part of the Lakers, because I will.
Which would be crazy. It'll be a dream come true as well. And I see that your knowledge about basketball and sports is amazing.
Yeah.
So do you plan on going to school for radio and broadcasting or anything in your plans? Because if this is what your dream is, you can do it.
Yeah, no, actually, currently I'm actually just waiting on the doctor to essentially tell me more about my health.
Yeah.
But as soon as because the goal is actually for me, I'm actually going to be doing surgery soon. So that's actually going to be a big step in my life. So it's going to be kind of scary because in a sense, they're going to cut a big giant line in my stomach and then just kind of open me up and then try to remove as much tumors as they can. And if they're going to just, if there's any tumors that are still there, they're going to pour chemo directly on the tumors so that, yeah, it's a very, I'm going to be asleep. Luckily, thank God. But
that'd be painful.
Yeah, I don't want to be feeling anything, but yeah, they're going to be doing that and pouring some chemo on my tumors, and hopefully everything shrinks and is ultimately gone. And I think the goal for me is to go to school this September and finish my grade 12 year. And I think I'm going to probably just take a brief of absence and just, take a look how my health is, and see whether it's worth it to actually go through school. Because honestly, I feel like school is a big commitment, because we talked about this about how it's so expensive, $20,000 for going to school every year. I don't want to leave debt when I'm gone as well. So I think I got to do what's best for my health first. Health comes first before everything, and I think
that's number one. And we are praying for you. We hope that surgery is a success. Keep me posted on how it goes, and just even for you to get started, you have an audience now. Start a podcast. If you need help or advice, I'm here to help you brand it, get it out there. Because as I said, your voice is great, and I know people would want to hear from you. And you could talk about anything you want. You could do daily episodes. You could do game recaps, and I think I would tune in for sure.
Yeah, I actually hope that eventually everything plans out for me, and ultimately I overcome this hump. I guess like a camel, right? Essentially, go over that hump, and essentially, eventually I want to see myself. Be that person like Stephen A. Smith or Max Kellerman or Shannon Sharp. Those those guys that that just talk about the game, not even just basketball, but even just sports in general. Because I actually something that you don't know about me. I actually used to play rep baseball. That was my sport, actually.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of funny that Michael Jordan used to that is why I feel like he's one of the GOATs, because the guy was able to go to Major League Basketball and then go to Major League Baseball. And then it's just crazy that a player of his caliber is able to do that. And I am a big fan of baseball, and so are many fans in basketball, because, for instance, Donovan Mitchell loved baseball.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he actually grew up playing baseball, and that's why he's number 45. If you know, his number is 45, just like Jordan, when he played baseball. So it's just like, I like that. I like the game, but then essentially the game was quite boring. And Yeah, I feel like
I
basketball
agree.
caught my attention more, and that's why I ultimately love basketball today.
No, it's a great thing. So I wish you the very best, Corey. I hope that you fulfill your dreams. We're all rooting for you and cheering for you. I'll leave you with 1 minute for a key takeaway from this interview to talk to the world.
All right. Well, I want to thank you first of all. That was amazing for having me here, and
You're welcome.
I just love talking basketball. So this was like such a great opportunity. But overall, though, I think a big take from this conversation is essentially live life to your fullest. You know, as much as my situation's bad, I'm out here, you know, talking with you, and I don't seem sick. Right?
Nope.
So, yeah, I just feel like try to live life to your fullest and do, if you have a dream, fulfill it, you know?
Yes. And I'll add to that. Thank you for coming out, Corey. You're really inspiring. In this world here, we don't know what someone's going through. Just by looking at you, I could never tell that you're dealing with this. I know I read your article online. I was inspired by your story. Someone tagged me on my social media. This is why I reached out to you a month ago or so. But if you're dealing with a difficult situation, anyone that's tuning in, please think positive. It's all in your mindset. We are not guaranteed life, a year, 2 years, or a day.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
enjoy it.
I want to actually add on to that a little bit more, but yeah, you could die in a car accident at any moment, and your life could end. But yeah, but I think that we should live life to its fullest.
Yes. Thank you so much, Corey.
Thank
I'll
you
press
for having me.
my famous button right here. Let's go, baby. Woo! Let's go.
This kid's listening to Christmas music in October. Do you hear this?